health song is a song that carries a health message pretty much. Could be anything from songs about oral rehydration, or it could be a song about how to take care of an infected wound, how to deal with scabies or any of the conditions that plague the world. Some of our songs have a recipe in them, for example the oral rehydration song. So if people can remember, if we make it rhyme, we make it catchy, we use the right sort of rhythm, people can remember the recipe, and we feel that could save a life.
So who is it who actually uses the songs?
There are literally tens of thousands of NGOs set up in the world to teach health, and so we really want to make some material for these groups so that they can get out there and teach. So pretty much the healthcare workers, could be hospitals, could be schools. Back in 2005, after the tsunami went through Aceh, created an album of songs about stress and trauma and what to do if there was another big earthquake. What happens is usually after a great disaster like that is the immediate need is people's physical wounds. Once the physical wounds are dealt with, you're left with sort of deep emotional scars. And so after the immediate relief work's done, then the psychosocial workers come in and start dealing with the long-term trauma, and with children, for example. In this particular case, the children were waking up and they'd been wetting the beds at night. And one of the doctors said to me, "Rob, would you be able to write a song? Because the kids are telling us that they don't know what to do if there's another big earthquake." So I said, "Sure, you tell me exactly what you want in the song, and because I'm not the expert, you tell me what you want in the song, and I'll have a go at it." So I took their words and I put them into 3 verses and wrote it in Indonesian, because I don't speak Achenese, but then I sat down with one of their translators and we translated it into Achenese. So that's the wee album there, and that's called Kami Tidak Akan Takut. And that title is an Indonesian title, but it means we won't be afraid. And they've also put on here, this is not for sale. So MSF made 8,000 copies of that we album and distributed around Aceh.
So really, a lot of the songs you do are a bit like advertising jingles. You're getting a message across in a jingle.
They need to be jingly, actually. I try not to make them annoying, because I've heard some jingles that are a little bit annoying. I try to say just to the left of annoying at that point where they're very memorable, and so I try to find a chorus. But they have to be jingles, and they have to be something that gets in your head and won't get out easily. So it's advertising, just like advertising, but advertising a message that can save a life. That's our motto, Health Songs International, saving lives with a song. That's what we want to do with these messages.
So that was the start, really, of Health Songs International, your experience in Aceh?
It was, and I didn't really know it. I wrote this album. This is an album of 12 songs in Bahasa Indonesia, and this was the one that was written for an NGO in West Java. And it's things like dengue fever, a song about dengue fever, another one about family planning. There's one here about stomach ulcers, how to treat an infected wound, diarrhea, and signs of anemia, etc. And the volunteer workers would learn these songs, and then they would go out and they were in charge of maybe 10 or 15 households in the neighbourhood. And so they'd learn, for example, that a glass of water, a cup of water, a coconut shell with water in it, left in the neighbourhood, that the dengue fever mosquito, Aedes aegypti, will come and lay an egg in there. You see, lay its larvae in there. And so the kids in the neighbourhood all knew, after learning the song, that you should turn all receptacles up the other way. You see, so that way we can keep our neighbourhoods safe. So little messages like that.
So tell us a bit about the new project that you're planning for Indonesia.
We have a saying at Health Songs International that a hit song travels faster than a virus. So what we thought we would do would be to have a look at the Indonesian National Primary School Health Curriculum, which they call PORKES, P-O-R-K-E-S, which is Pendidikan Olahraga dan Kesehatan. So it's about sport and recreation. And we would look at We don't have a copy of it yet, but we will look at the various topics. And one of them might be washing hands, and I think it is. Washing hands would be one. Another one would be having a good diet, eating fruit and vegetables. Another one would be about exercise. And we would take those topics and we'll write a song to support the curriculum that already exists. And we believe that teaching kids about how to make the neighbourhood safe from dengue fever and how to rehydrate their little brother or sister who's had a really bad dose of diarrhea, we think those are pretty good topics and ways we can actually help save lives.
What drives you?
I've got a gift from God and I really want to use it, and I've tried using it in the church and it's brought me some joy and some peace at times, but never really satisfied me, and I don't think it's that I'm not made to worship. I love to worship, but I think it's because there's been something else to do, and nothing much really satisfies as much as that. There's a mum somewhere right now who's nursing a baby that's got a terrible fever and she doesn't know what to do, and I just think God holds them in his heart, and that's why he wants myself, my wife and my daughter to be doing what we're doing. That's what drives us.